New Macro Commands 4, 2 Tools and a Toolbar. I'm digging back into history to continue my series on new macro commands in Audacity 3 in this edition of Stuart's Audacity Tips. I've been away from regular writing on SAT for far too long, so you're probably not in the habit of sharing these tips. It's time for both of us to get back in the habit. Share away. And if you'd like to see all these SAT episodes in video form, head over to my YouTube channel and subscribe there too. I'm in the process of making video versions of all the tips from number 1 right up to now and beyond. Way back in SAT number 89, I wrote about the comment macro command that had been added to Audacity 3. Then I got distracted and stopped writing tips in the new macro command series. I'm committed to finishing that series, so we're continuing on, this time with a small collection of commands that control tools and a toolbar. Draw tool and envelope tool. The draw tool and envelope tool commands are very simple. They select the tool specified in the command name. At first, it may not seem very useful to use a macro to select the draw or envelope tool, but I can think of a case or two where it might come in handy. For example, one might want to set up a macro to paste a selection at the current insertion point, then zoom to a preferred level and select the envelope tool to be ready to shape the amplitude of the newly pasted clip. All these things can be done from the keyboard fairly quickly. Command-Control-V to paste, Command-Control-2 to zoom to normal, F2 to select the envelope tool. But if this is a common sequence that is used frequently, having a macro set to its own shortcut key could save quite a bit of time over repeated use. Edit Toolbar. The Edit Toolbar command, on the other hand, toggles display of the Edit Toolbar. The Edit Toolbar is the one that looks like this. Now, suppose you prefer a clean, streamlined interface, and you turn off most of the toolbars so you can have more screen real estate available. But you prefer to use the mouse to perform the actions represented by buttons in the Edit Toolbar. You could create a macro that contains the Edit Toolbar macro command, then map that macro to a shortcut key like Alt-T. Then when you need the toolbar, just Alt-T to show the toolbar, do what you need to do, and use Alt-T to hide the toolbar again. As with most macro commands, I'm sure there are more ways that you might use them than I can possibly imagine. I leave it to you to do with them what you will, and I'd love to hear your stories about it. Hope this helps. I'm Stuart.